Now, tell me a little bit of a story about this, because I know that the superhighway back then in the 1830s and 40s when this was built, that was the superhighway, the Ohio River.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about the house and what that meant to have a house on the river.
Well, the Farnsley-Moremen house dates to about 1837, and this was the center of a large plantation with an active riverboat landing, and they made a very successful living by trading goods to passing riverboats. You know, as you said, that was the highway to the world. So the first floor tells the story of Gabriel Farnsley, the builder, and his life here, and it's the 1830s and 40s downstairs. When you go upstairs, you travel to the 1880s when the Moorman family, the second major owners, lived here. So it's interesting to compare and contrast their lives here. But what remains constant is an important relationship to the river.
We left the main house, and now we're in what they call the kitchen.
Right, this is a detached kitchen.
A detached kitchen, so you actually had to leave the house. So if it's bitterly hot or freezing cold, they would have to come out and make their food out here. Now this is a reproduction of what it was, correct?
Right, this is based on archaeological investigation. We worked here 3 years with professional archaeologists, discovered the kitchen location, learned lots about it from the artifacts that were still here, and we're able to reproduce what we think is a really accurate copy of the original kitchen.
Now, on the kitchen floor, they have an area that you can actually lift up to go to a pit cellar, and this is what, oh my gosh, that's heavy. This is what you would actually call back then something that would keep the food fresh. I guess you could say like a version of a refrigerator of some sorts to keep the food edible and usable. And I tell you what, it's got to be safe as well, because this door is extremely heavy.
At George Washington's home, Mount Vernon, it is just laid out so similar to this, very stately, overlooking like the Ohio, or not the Ohio River, but a river vista, and the detached kitchen. It's almost like this is Louisville's miniature Mount Vernon.
Right, it truly is. We were just talking about how peaceful and quiet and serene it was. So I can imagine back in the 1800s how relaxing and peaceful it was.
Can you just imagine watching? And this was like, they said this was like I-65.
Yeah.
This was the main transportation corridor, so I can picture sitting in a rocking chair with my mint julep maybe at the time, and just watching the world go by. Literally, this was their
And then someone would come by and says, hey, I got some merchandise for you, or some stuff. You want to trade?
Right.
And next thing you know, you're trading goods.
Sure, you want to spend the night?
Yeah.